So this is my poster. I did it on the theme of growth in poetry. A lot of the common messages that I was finding were about like self-love and recovery, dealing with loss, growth, soul finding. I tried to make like these borders like kind of like a flower, and I made the flowers and the words are flowers. So I was really vibing with the flowers idea. And I know that sounds really stupid, but you know. Then I chose the quote from The Witch Doesn't Burn in this one that basically it implies that if the stars can go through so much and not die, why can't I do the same? Which is about like finding your inner strength and like overcoming obstacles in your way. And then this one from Milk and Honey is about how you love yourself and how that teaches other people to fall in love with you, basically. Because if you're projecting the right kind of energy, you're going to draw the right kind of people into yourself, versus like if you're just being really out of the world and lazy, you're probably not going to run into as many really interesting, really cool people who maybe like share common goals with you. This one from The Sun and Her Flowers is about loving and having it feel like breathing, but it wasn't getting all the way to your lungs. And it reads, loving you was breathing, but the breath disappears before it filled my lungs. And this is about almost like, I recently lost my grandfather, so I take this in two different ways. I take this as I have kind of lost my breath since he's been gone, but I also can see this being as if you're trapped in a relationship that like isn't fulfilling, like whether it be abusive or negative in any form of way, but you're fighting so hard to be there, you need to be able to get over that. And this is like kind of prompting you to reconsider and see what's really good for you. And this one says, Turn the Princess Saves Herself in this one, and it says, I am so glad we were born during the same lifetime. And that means a lot to me, because I feel like if you don't have any resonance with that close, then you're not getting anywhere towards growth. Because if you don't have someone you can go to, how can you flourish? Like if you don't have a soil or a foundation or anything that would be put in the pot tea, or just like a single nutrient, because we can't live by, we're not as individualistic, like we're able to be individual animals, but humans are really also good at being a social animal, even if a lot of us, including me, feel like, oh no, it's really scary, maybe I shouldn't do that. But it's sometimes it can be so worth it and really rewarding. And like I feel like I've been working a lot with growth right now and trying to figure myself out, so I got a lot of just relax, and I was able to work through a lot of stuff in my head while I was working on this poster. And I think that this would be helpful for kids who are maybe going through a hard time, or just some kids who maybe want to be good at English but don't really know where to start, because sometimes poetry can be either pretty open-ended or really obscure, and there really isn't a super wrong answer for stuff like this. So I feel like this was a good place to start for me.